Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this full moon update. Today, we're going to dive into the energy of the full moon in Aries 2025, the first of a three-part supermoon series that will carry us through to the end of this year. My name is Kirsten. I am an intuitive moon mentor and the leader of the moon membership at the Light Path Collective. Interested in all things connected to our beautiful nature. And I do that specifically through the moon, to be in constant phases and stages of releasing and aligning. So now I have to say, a few people have asked me, with eclipse season finally behind us, does this mean that things are going to get easier? Are they going to get brighter? Are they going to get lighter? And the truth is, not necessarily. The cosmic weather doesn't just turn itself on and off, it moves in cycles. And when we know about the cosmic weather or the cycles that we're in, we can really respond to them rather than react. We can adjust our sails and flow with it as opposed to be battered around by it. So this is why this information is so empowering for us all to have. But I will say we are in a universal 9-year cycle, which means 2025 is all about endings and closures and completions. It's really less about starting fresh things and more about clearing out space for what is to come next. So you might feel like you're in a bit of a waiting room this year. You're untethered, you might be uncertain and just not quite ready to leap forward. And that's totally okay, because this year is about shedding the old and making that room before the new can arrive when the time is right. But coming back to this full moon in Aries, it is in the first sign of the zodiac, and this really shines a light on the parts of ourselves that we've outgrown. Because Aries archetype is really centered on the I am. So at this full moon, we're probably going to have a lot of information illuminated to us, if we're willing and open to receive it, about who you no longer are and what roles and identities that you are so ready to detach from and release. And what old ways of fueling yourselves have become unsustainable and misaligned. Because the truth is, many of us have been so motivated by external things, especially in that Capricornian era that we've been in for the last 20 years. So the money, the status, the achievement, and the relationships. And whilst all these things within themselves are not bad, they're not necessarily what will truly sustain us. So this full moon is really beautiful and important in that it's going to say, look, get really honest about our inner fuel. So that the values that we hold, the passions that we have, and the truths about ourselves that actually keep us alive and inspired and moving forward. Collectively, the world is obviously, I don't need to tell you, it's heavy right now. Corruption, power imbalance, so much is being exposed in ways that are really confronting. But it's not something to fear, because this is all part of the collective up-leveling. We need to see it so we can rise above it. So what matters most is that individually we are anchoring into our own sovereignty, into our own truths and our own values. So even though the outside world may feel and may continue to feel chaotic, as we go through this alchemizing process, we can still fuel our inner world with love and courage and authentic alignment with the simplicity truth of our souls. So here's an invitation for this Aries full moon. It's to release old versions of ourselves that no longer fit. They could be the conditioned versions of ourselves, the learnt versions of ourselves, and maybe versions of ourselves that have really served us up until this point. But now we're facing the truth that maybe they don't anymore. It's a moon where we can reclaim courage to stand in who we truly are, and then refocus on what fuels us from the inside out. Remember, this is not a year to force clarity or new beginnings, to be honest. They may happen and the clarity may drop in, for sure. But if we're really striving for it, if we're needing it because we're feeling desperation as a result of the external or the uncertainty, then we're going to really struggle. It's a year for us to prepare our own internal soil. So for us, the most effective thing that we can be doing is kind of just surrendering to this moment, even if it means doing nothing. Or it's a moment to shed and to simplify and to trust that when the time is right, the new will emerge. If you would like to go deeper with this energy through meditation, through journaling, and a laid out full moon ritual for you, then this is the exact kind of work we do on the moon membership at every new and full moon. So when you join the moon membership, you get a whole year, which is 13 new moons and 13 full moons, to do this with. And every single one of them, I guide you through step by step in aligning with the cosmic cycles so that you can feel more anchored and clear and supported no matter what is happening in this world. So I would love for you to join us if that's where you feel ready to do and to go beyond watching and then to actually live in the rhythm with the moon. Then the link is in the description below, or just head to the lightpathcollective.com and you will see the moon membership section there. But until then, I pray that this super full moon gives you the courage to release what no longer fuels you and the strength to trust that what truly sustains you is already within you. Happy super full moon in Aries.